ladies, gentlemen, those in between or neither, I'm sorry for a little bit of the delay, but I hope you guys are having a good Wednesday evening. And today, something a little bit different. And I've also got my buddy Syerendil with me. So, Syerendil,
What's up, nerds?
if you don't mind me asking, what exactly am I getting into?
Shenanigans of the highest order.
I figure.
So Cloudbreaker Alliance is a fun little game. I've play tested it 3 times at this point. It keep in mind, all this stuff is in play test right now. It's literally in version 0.85.
So,
So
we're kind of out in the boonies in terms of our Roll20 support or anything like that, huh?
yeah.
Well,
Excuse me.
when it comes to a new
Pardon
system,
my coughing. I am a little bit sick yet.
no, it's cool. As long as you don't die on stream, we're good.
Uh, I don't plan on it. Plus, there'll be a lot of
And
paperwork to deal with too.
yep,
Uh,
and just so that
so
way you guys can see the source material. So where exactly do you want me to start?
I want you to click on the character creation and growth, please.
You got it. And we'll also show pre-made characters as well.
Yes, there are pre-gens.
Alrighty.
And then you can also take a pre-gen and like update it, or like change it to fit what you want.
I understand that, but I want the
No, I'm
full
just saying that
experience.
for the people. It is designed to optimize character creation. So if you really just want to get in and have a character, you can just take one of the pre-gens. And then if you want like to update or modify it for your personal use, you can do that too. Or you can
And
do the option that we're taking right now, which is the building the character from the ground up.
mm-hmm. Keep in mind that a link to the source material will be in the description of the eventual recap. Um, and I might put it in the about play of this at some point. We work out the kinks on that before we actually get too far.
Right.
So back to our
So,
feed here.
oh, uh, the the plan here. So, as you can see in the character creation here, there are 4 steps. I want you to scroll down to the a little more, a little more. There
Just so
should be
we're
a thing that has there you go,
just so
complete
we're
character creation.
which page?
You're on it right now. Just
Oh,
scroll up just a tiny bit so you can have
cool.
the top of the page. There we go. So you have complete character creation here, which has 4 easy steps. There is choose life form, character quirks, and class. And we'll get into the nitty gritty of what constitutes a class versus what constitutes a discipline, because there are disciplines and then there are classes. Disciplines and classes are uh, slightly different, being that like uh, we'll get a little more into that a little bit later.
Yeah,
Then
let's just
you're gonna
take
buy
this
items
one at a
with
time.
cred, which is credits, just money. Cred is money.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then you're gonna allocate your attributes and masteries. I want you to know as well your attributes, skills, and masteries. Those are their own thing. You don't have to worry about attributes and weapons or attributes and spellcasting. So that's the
So
modifier, right? All of your shit, pardon the language,
fair
all
enough.
of your stuff there is for combat, right? That's all just determined based off your class. All of your skills are just determined based off of your attributes and just what skills you do.
So to kind of put this into a simplified 5e, because a lot of people have actually played 5e, in Cloudbreaker you don't have to worry about specific combinations of race and class.
Correct. Well, you can, and there are certain races that complement certain classes, or mixing and matching will give you different things.
Mm-hmm.
But really, not necessarily even like complementing. Every life form will complement every class in a different way, because all of your life form abilities are like pretty much role playing style. They're meant more for adventuring, and maybe it's just a little bit for combat.
Mm-hmm.
And
Again,
then
please
lastly,
don't die on
you
stream.
calculate your secondary statistics. I'll be fine. Probably.
All right. So, with our pre-made character, well, I shouldn't say pre-made, but our character sheet here, where exactly do you want us to start? Like, do you want us to
Well,
go over races? Do you want us to go over?
let's go over life forms first.
Alright, that means I need to back out of this. And
I also want to ask you, where are you from?
where am I
See,
from?
I know what your plan is. You want to make sort of like a kitsune type character.
Yeah, which I
Where
think
is your
that's more of
kitsune
an
from?
I think that's more of an alien type.
What's that?
Actually, in the chat. So, yeah, I think that's more of an Ilium or a Fae.
Yes. So,
I'm not entirely sure, but
Faunalians are from Ilu. However, that doesn't necessarily mean that your character that a character of a certain life form has to be from a that region of the world. Remember, just because the cloudfall has happened does not mean that races are currently like. It doesn't mean that they're all entirely separated. They
fair enough.
are kind of separated by the cloudfall, but it has been 200 years since like parts of the clouds have lifted up and moved around, and you can actually like get to different parts of the world.
Well, why don't we go through the races? We pick a race, and then we can figure out where the heck she's from to begin with. Cool. I mean,
Sure.
since we're here.
Alright.
Alright, so our first life form is the Orc, which is kind of your. I don't want to say your stereotypical fantasy Orc, because even then.
They are. Uh, these are not Tolkien orcs. These are not uh, JRPG orcs. These orcs are different. Um, these are cowboys.
These are what now?
They're cowboys.
Ah.
They are actually seen and well respected within their communities. Orcs aren't usually as
So you're
they're not
saying.
seen as your aggressive war tribes. They're
Yeah, you're saying that these guys aren't necessarily aggressive.
right. Well,
I said necessarily.
they're not war tribes. We'll put it that. They can be aggressive, especially with their minor trait here, explosive voice.
Oh yeah.
When you shout at the top of your lungs, you can make your intimidation roll with edge. Edge, for those who do not know, is advantage. So you would, and here's the thing: this is a 2d6 system. So you would take your 2d6, your two six-sided dice, you roll them both again, and then you take the higher of those two results.
Mm-hmm.
However, there's a downside to using explosive voice. all the creatures within a 1 kilometer radius of you can hear you.
Which can either be really good or really, really bad. But what surprises me, out of the kind of three major races here, is that trolls are actually their own separate thing. And they're not your stereotypical troll either.
There's not a lot of stereotypical races or life forms in this at all. Like the life forms in this are usually they are pretty unique, especially compared to like what we've seen in the past.
Yeah, and I'm. So the troll's hair is superbly sensitive to subtle changes in the environment, allowing them to sense the presence of creatures up to hundreds of meters away. Yeah, this is stereotypical troll.
These trolls, they like the sunlight, they like the wind.
Because their hair is so sensitive. Uh, physically, trolls are considered quite tall, and they have stone-like patches on their skin, which thickens when they're exposed to sunlight. And their hair is often left long because it is so sensitive, so it's actually painful to cut. If you're a troll, how would you wear it? Would you let it flow in a ponytail or braid it? Regardless, it is actually really cool. Might be doing a backup character that's a troll.
Perhaps.
So you've got static sense, which is your hair is sensitive to the slightest movement of static electricity. Again, makes sense. You can use your minor action. I'm assuming the equivalent here is a bonus action, or no?
Minor actions are kind of bonus actions. We will get into the actual action economy of this because the action economy of this game is really fucking cool.
Okay, just wanted to clarify for the people that may or may not be watching. The presence of creatures around you, and the size of the largest one. This trait does not work on creatures that are completely enclosed, such as in a room or a cupboard. When indoors, the trait has 30 meters range, and when outdoors, it's up to 100 meters.
Also, another thing that I should point out: meters and zones. So, movement is different. In this game, you're not moving based off of how many feet you have. It's based off of zones.
Yeah, it's how many zones you can move.
Yes.
So one zone is 10 meters here.
Roughly. Sometimes the zones are a little bit fucky, and by that I mean they're a little bit sometimes
they actually put in a comparison for the trolls static sense, so that's kind of what I'm going off of right now.
Yeah.
And then you've got sturdy, which you can make endurance rolls with advantage when your body is exposed to sunlight. Cool.
Yes, there are goblins.
Which Rose would absolutely love goblins.
Also, goblins, all of them have the fearless trait. It's not that goblins are brave. No, don't get me wrong. Goblins aren't necessarily brave. They just don't understand the concept of fear. It's literally not part of their brain.
Goblins have no impulse control.
Yes, that's exactly it.
Oh, but fearless biologists from the Feyland who have studied them, yeah, they literally just have no fear. So are goblins technically the halfling equivalent here, depending on certain stuff?
Kind of. There are also dwarves, which could also fit that set of.
Yeah, I'm thinking that halfling would be kind of like a half goblin, half dwarf here.
I mean, you could make a custom life form for halflings. It's half a dwarf and half a goblin.
I could, but I want to try something different for a while.
Oh, I'm just saying in general. When I say you, I meant like the royal you. you Sam, you people watching, everyone.
Mhm. So we've got fearless for the goblins, which intimidation rolls against you automatically fail.
Yes.
um, and then we've got mechanical affinity,
Those you have an option between those two. Either mechanical
or
ability or play dead.
play dead. Oh, you could just kill Ragdoll for
Yes.
for a little bit. So what is this extra thing here?
Extra traits are usually going to be either very minuscule attributes or features or traits, rather,
Okay.
uh, or they're going to give you as much of a benefit as the damage. Because yeah, goblins, it's really easy for a goblin to just punch you in the shins. But you know what else is very easy? To
Hmm?
just take up a goblin and punt them like a field goal.
Yep. All right. So with goblins and smaller sized units make the cheap shot maneuver roll with an edge against larger units, but larger units can make scuffle maneuver rolls with the edge against them. So it's a bit of a trade off, actually. Um,
Yes,
we've
that's
ac-
definitely.
we have now reached the Fey part of this,
The favorite.
starting with the elves. I'm happy that the elves are here.
Yeah, elves are very fun. I actually have played as an elf in two of the games that I was playtesting.
Did you do Sun Elf or
They
did
got
you
some
do
cool shit.
Star Elf?
Star Elf.
Okay.
Mental compass is just really good, and elven ear is fucking broken.
You can make your detect skill rolls with an edge to listen. When you close your eyes for one round, anything you hear within one zone of you will appear. Wow!
Yeah, it's fucking broken. Pardon my language again.
Elves effectively have echolocation.
Yes.
Fair enough. Uh, you can even read the content of a note that's being written.
Yeah.
You don't understand the language.
Uh huh.
Say that you would have to understand the language in order to fully grasp what they're trying to write, but keep
Yeah.
in mind this is also playtest material, so different tables are going to have different rules.
Right.
Sleepless, you do not require sleep. When resting, you can do other light activities such as keeping watch or reading instead. You can still tell time to the nearest minute. You can also accurately predict the weather for the next 24 hours.
Yep.
Interesting. Mental compass. You always know where north is and always remember the path you've taken and cannot get lost unless affected by spells or curses.
Yeah. This was even fun to
Now,
use when I had a character who was playing the I think it was Josuke. Literally was just playing Josuke and like, fuck man, I don't have any sense of direction. Ah, I'm lost. Just follow me. I know where I'm going.
you do?
I always know where I'm going.
At that point, if I were playing a Star Elf, I would just grab somebody by the hand and it's just like, come on.
This is
Already been this way. Come on. Oh. So now we get to the other side of the halfling, and air quotes halfling there, with the dwarf
yes.
race. Uh, and
Wow.
yeah, they're kind of your quote unquote miner slash burrowing race, which that's par for the course.
But they
Um,
have magnetism. Magnetism.
they
Work, man.
actually do have magnetism. you
Just be
can
a small magneto.
you can magnetically levitate metallic objects within one zone of you. The object cannot be heavier than 1 kilo, and you can 1 kilo as in 1 kilogram. And you can move it freely within one zone. You can also magnetize your body to make 1 kilogram of metal stick to it. Hey, extra armor.
Yep.
You can actually smell metal as a dwarf, which
Yes.
thing. You can smell metal within one zone of you. Even when it's underground or buried with other objects, you can tell the general size and the shape of the metal and whether the metal is a crafted product, such as a weapon or a raw metal ore. That could be useful in certain
Yes.
scenarios. Um, and now we get to the quote unquote
Paracelium.
changeling.
Slime.
Ah, you know,
That time I was reincarnated as a slime.
I genuinely think that Cloudbreaker Alliance is one of the few games that actually has a slime as a playable race.
Yeah. Also, yeah,
Um,
not only are you a slime, you also have a little core stone,
yeah,
which is your like
which
your
makes
brain,
sense.
basically.
Yeah, if you lose the brain, you kind of die outright because you can't split.
Yeah.
So you get squeeze, which you can squeeze through gaps up to 2 meters away. Your gem is solid. Oh, it's located in the forehead. Regardless. Okay. I would say that you could
But I mean,
actually like.
I would like to choose where it's at, but it is in a fixed part of your body. You
Um,
cannot move it.
depending on certain scenarios, I would say that you could move it, but you would need to concentrate in order to do so. But
I
that's
guess
just me.
maybe some sort of a check for it, but
Yeah.
it
That
would take effort, and it would probably eat up resolve points
again,
to do that.
that's just me. So we got mimic shape, so you can perfectly mimic physical shape of a medium or small sized creature or object you saw within the last day. If you mimic a physical key, that key is usable. However, you cannot change the color of your body. Well, that that could be interesting. So now we
Yeah.
get to Ilium.
Ew.
Um, best way to put it is Ilium are like
Inland East Asia.
basically if you want an actual like video game comparison, the Adepti from Genshin Impact. That's basically what these guys
Oh, you're
are.
talking about the phenolium?
Yeah,
Well, there's not just phenoliums, there's also floraliums and artificium.
which are plants and warforged.
Sort of, yeah, sort of.
Again, I'm just putting this in terms that I understand. For the character in question, we will definitely be looking at the phenolium. However, in terms of where she's from, and I know I'm skipping a few things, considering that we've also got the Oni. I that she's originally from Sanctum,
That's kind of what I figured.
or at least her
Where the other
shrine is located in Sanctum,
Yeah.
and effectively the other shrine maidens did the we need you to go over there. Questions. We need you to go over there. So if we go, hang on, let's roll up to what I want to see, and then I go into my sheet. This will allow me to copy and paste decently. we go. Okay, so her race is in. You just need to figure out her quote-unquote minor traits because she gets...
It's the animal aspect, which got two sides to it.
Yeah, so the animal aspect trait allows me to choose a combination of the two following subtraits. I can't choose the same twice. So our options: we've got Hunter's Eyes. So I roll with an edge to detect things by sight, and your sight cannot be hindered by darkness. If we're looking at D&D terms, dark vision. This trait does not allow you to see through darkness that is created by magic. Again,
so
dark vision. Tracker's Nose, you can memorize scent that you have smelled in the past perfectly. You roll with an edge to detect things by scent. Considering that she's supposed to be a kitsune, that might work. Climber's Body, this is much more of a, like, monkey or possibly, like, a goat, maybe? Your sports skill rolls to climb are made with an edge. Your climbing speed is as fast as your movement speed, and you start taking fall damage only after falling 20 meters. Or roughly 2 zones. Echolocation, that is definitely a bat type of deal.
That's assuming that, I guess that's assuming that the zones would, if there are vertical zones.
Which...
The zone might just be like an infinitely tall vertical
that's...
column.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. That is definitely more of a DM possibility.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to echolocation, which is more bat or possibly dolphin. Considering they don't put a stipulation on what animal you're technically from.
Correct.
So by clicking your tongue, you can detect the distance of walls, objects, and corporeal creatures up to 20 meters away from you without sight. If we're going to be putting this excuse me. Now I try not to die on stream. So to again put this into either D&D or Pathfinder terms, true sight, or well, no, not true sight, but blind sight, I think. Yeah, it would definitely be more blind sight. Camouflage. Yeah. So camouflage, which could honestly fit for a fox as well. Using a minor action, you can mimic the colors of your surroundings within one zone of you. You can mimic with your whole body or just part of it. While you're mimicking with your whole body and remaining stationary, you make skill rolls with an edge to hide. Alternatively, you can use the subtrait, to capture an image on your body part. The mimicry lasts for 24 hours. You can dismiss the mimicry early with your minor action. Chameleon would also be a very good fit for that.
Yeah.
Dropping tail. This is more reptile, I would think. You can detach your tail using your minor action. The severed tail is considered the same entity as you when it comes to detection spells or effects, but it's actually a decoy. You have an edge with your deception rolls to make your pursuers chase your tail instead. It takes a week for your tail to fully regrow after the end of a mission or chapter. We'll get to missions and chapters when we actually get into the live play aspect of this.
Yes.
During an emergency, your tail serves as 3 days worth of rations. So aquatic, fish, dolphins, any water. You can breathe underwater, and your movement range in the water is is the same as your movement range on land. You have an edge on your sports rolls while in the water. Again, I don't think we'll be in the.
Considering you're going to be in the desert?
Yeah. Um, and then we have the pouch, which if we're gonna do like a possum or a kangaroo, then that would be it. So based on what we want to do here, I'm thinking we go hunter's eyes and then either tracker's nose or camouflage. Because
Alright.
foxes can be sneaky little fuckers.
This is true.
Alright, so we've got hunter's eyes for sure. And thankfully we can just do a copy and paste. I assume that this goes into the traits and features section of
Yes.
the self. Copy and and make sure that we can paste that. Created through magic. And then second trait. Out of the two, what do you think would actually fit better? Tracker's nose or camo?
Tracker's nose.
Right. So that is the major trait. I will put that in. Oops. No. There we go. Why did they put an unnecessary space there? Alright, so that's the major trait. And then we get the minor trait, which is creature chatter. So using gestures, grunts, or various things. It's probably going to be a selection of screaming, considering fox.
Yes.
You can converse with any animal, any creature that has the animal type, even if it's not capable of speech. You can even use on animals that don't speak. Can you give an example of that?
Basically, so the difference between like reason and appeal is reason is like you're trying to make a logical argument with them, whereas appeal is you're trying to appeal to their sense of whatever. Right? Appeal might be that you're going to make a bargain with them, whereas reason is like, hey, we need this because if we don't do this, then this bad thing will happen.
Fair enough. Oops. And if I ponder over grammar mistakes, we're not gonna get anything done. So we've got.
Keep in mind the person who made this. I don't know if English is CJ's first language.
It's not the writing itself that's bothering me. It's converting it from the PDF to.
Okay.
Yeah, it's converting it from one thing to the other. And considering my degree is in English, yeah, some things can get a little testy for me. So I don't
get you.
So considering that she is originally from Sanctum, she's going to be dealing with Onis, angels, and Ashura. Most.
Well, those are the majority of people that you've met.
Yeah. Which.
And humans.
Because humans are freaking everywhere. So I don't think we need to worry about anything race side of it.
Right.
So I can get back to our main page. What level are we actually starting at?
5.
5 for good measure. Um so the next thing that we need to chat about, I think, is either stats or we actually get into
Class.
the class stuff.
And I have to ask you something, because since you are level 5, you have the option here. Are you going to be taking 2 classes? This is the point in which you can
Yeah,
dip into a second class.
yeah, this is the point where it would actually um where it would actually work. Um well, first things first, let's talk about the actual classes real quick. Just our audience has a degree as to what's going on. First things first, let's get to the full list here. All right. So we have our basic disciplines and our advanced disciplines. No,
Yes.
where do you want to start?
Remember your basic disciplines, you have to choose one of those first. You cannot have an advanced discipline without having um, made the progress to actually, like, the sufficient leveling progress in your basic discipline that is associated with that. Like, for example, you can't be a weapon master without having at least 4 levels in either soldier or martial artist. You can't be a commander without having at least 4 levels in either soldier or champion, so on and so forth. There are arrows that point out where they can go.
Mm-hmm. So the gist of this class is that she is a shrine maiden slash fortune teller. That is how she has made her living up until this point.
Okay.
With that said, I am thinking that we are going to be getting into channeler. So either the Phantasm Master or the Talismancer.
Do you want to be JoJo or do you want to be Yu-Gi-Oh?
This is gonna be more of a Yu-Gi-Oh thing because attack is a deck of cards. She draws the card. She quote unquote plays the card. Something comes out of it, which, for context, it's either going to be a spirit or a demon or something that she's had to deal with before, and then it just goes back into the card. So it looks like she's going to be a Talismancer. Now, would you recommend a secondary class based on what I've told you?
If anything, I would recommend martial artist, Dragon Soul, or possibly Arcanist or Thaumaturgist. I would not necessarily recommend the other um the either the Mirage or the Dominion. Those aren't.
Yeah, those seem to be a little bit more complex than I think we're actually going to be getting into.
Not only that, they don't really seem to fit your character either.
Makes sense. So if we go like 4 Talismancer, 1 Dragon Soul,
Yeah.
that that works, and it actually does give her a little bit of um martial versatility, which that's kind of what it. It's kind of what I was worried about. So Talismancer as her primary class, and her secondary will be Dragon Soul. So now that we're here, let's actually see if there's more stuff to go into the features and traits thing. Because I get the feeling that there is, and that poor little box is just. It's gonna be squished.
Is it possible at all? I want to see. So this, I'm gonna do.
Which is definitely something I think that could actually
Okay, cool.
play, good
Notice
sir.
it does have a scroll thing on it. Okay.
So that way I can just scroll through stuff.
No, I was saying the actual the box there has the like if too much is put into it, you can scroll through it. Okay.
It's good. What page exactly am I looking for? Because there's
25.
okay. It's because there's 54. All right.
54.
Yep. So we've got our channeler. So let's begin with the basics. Turn speed.
Yeah. So your turn speed. This is you don't roll for initiative. Whenever you get into uh, turn order,
Okay.
it goes in descending order from favoring the player.
Okay. If you have two different classes, do you take the higher one?
No. You
Okay.
take the so all the statistics: your turn speed, movement, max movement, defense, physical defense, mental fortitude, weapon mastery, armor mastery, and maneuver mastery. You take all of that from your main class.
Okay. Okay. Movement is 10 meters. I do appreciate that he actually did put this in meters. Now, where's the right? Where's the movement tab? Defense. Where?
Right next to turn speed, under
Oh.
defenses.
I can't say I'm smart. 10 meters
You're not dumb.
or.
You're just blind. It's okay.
Well, I do have glasses, so yes. Distance is 10 meters or 2 zones. From like she is going to be a bit on the slower side, which
Yeah,
I'm
but
okay with.
in terms of turn speed, you are kind of slow. That's fine because you have things that you have multiple. By this point, you can have two. Like I can't remember if it's two or three, but you can have a bunch of things summoned at once. You effectively have a set. Well, okay.
So in other words,
They
I can
give
just
you
have like half tarot deck out.
yes.
Fair enough. So defense. Mastery. What exactly is mastery? For us, does it scale off of level? Does it scale off of class?
Yes, go back to your character development or character creation and growth
Dang it!
page.
Hang on.
We are
No.
also kind of getting ahead of ourselves here as well, because these are derivative stats, which are calculated last, usually.
Fair enough. I'm just. We're
But
taking
being that
this.
you are
Yeah.
level 5, sorry,
No, it's fine.
I am still slightly sick and
Nope.
trying to not be sick.
You've said that before. So I need character creation. And I should have up. Hang on. So I forgot to do one crucial step. So we need to go back for a minute. I need to duplicate my tab. So that way I can look at two things at once.
Yeah.
Character creation and growth. And I need to look at disciplines and classes at the moment. So I need to be page 25 here, and which page do I need to look at on the character creation and growth?
Page 9.
Page 9.
Yeah.
11 pages as opposed to 54. Okay. So, leveling up. It's a good thing that we go through milestone leveling as opposed to XP, or at least I think that's how we're going to do that. I could be wrong. So we are at level 5. Our mastery bonus is 3. So our mastery bonus is
again
3.
nothing doesn't matter right now, but your base HP is 23, base MB is 23, resolve is 46, and you don't have to worry about unarmored toughness because you have no combat.
So 20.
Also notice you have 1 major action and 2 minor actions.
So 1 main action and 2 bonus.
Yep.
Okay. It's defense. I need to look at defense for me, which is 6 plus 3. That is a total of 9. I can do basic math. So how does defense work here?
AC.
Ah.
And then physical and mental fortitude are also AC, but for different things.
And
You see, whenever you try to make, or whenever you do something that would affect somebody's body or mind, they don't roll a saving throw. You instead try to beat their fortitudes. Same for them
fair enough.
to you. So everything is all on you or them.
So in terms of physical and mental, I'm 8 and 9 respectively. I don't know if this is necessarily a good thing or not. Which I'm sure we'll figure it out. Weapon masteries, I don't get any because, well, of course I don't.
You don't use weapons.
Yep, I can do light mastery, and I have the maneuver mastery of cheap shot. I can do cheap shots at people.
Yes. Don't worry about your HP.
I have the base in, but I haven't done the full math yet.
Because your HP is based off of your total HP is based off of your armor,
which we haven't fully gotten into yet.
right?
So I have. Oh, that's a clickable box. So I've got. Oh, okay. I am learning things about the sheet.
Yes.
Okay, so 1 discipline features. Wait, hang on. Is that okay? So
read up on this and read up well.
I'm probably going to have this as a reference as we play too. So I get command Eidolon, and I don't think I'm pronouncing that right. Uh,
Yeah,
tal-
yeah. Eidolon.
uh, sorry.
Eidolon.
Okay, so Eidolon. I've got Talisman, Spirit Mastery, and Spirit Combat.
Yes.
And we've got. Alright, so rank 1, Command Eidolon. Channel Wars fight by commanding spiritual manifestations called Eidolons. Your Eidolon's form abilities are tied to the channel class you choose. In this case, they are Talismancer. While you are in contact with this vessel, you can use your action to telepathically order it to follow any of the basic commands. So,
Basic commands.
summon your Eidolon out of its vessel to appear in any zone within range. Dismissing it. Move your Eidolon in accordance to its movement distance or teleport it to another zone within its range. And then with the major actions, we can actually have it attack stuff. So it's 2d6 plus mastery plus the Eidolon's attack bonus. Is that going to require a second sheet?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay. When attacking.
Your Eidolons, especially your Talismancers, or Talisman Eidolons,
Okay.
they have 1 hit point.
Oh.
They take any damage and they die.
Oh.
And then you just resummon them. Because they're not like
Okay, so it's not like a solid
yeah.
solid thing. It's the spamming them.
You're a Final Fantasy 3 summoner.
Fair enough. So you have mastery in the Eidolon's combat rolls. Eidolons can make opportunity strikes at opponents leaving the zone they occupy. Eidolons can't move out of operating range, which it is centered on their vessel. It will automatically return to the vessel instantly if either you or the Eidolon leaves the operating range, or the vessel is no longer in contact with your body.
Yep.
Okay, so I cannot throw the card, I need to place the card. Good to know.
You can throw the card. It's just the card does a thing, and then
yeah.
and it's not like your Eidolon is the because you have the Talisman Eidolon,
Yes, I do.
not the Phantasm. The Phantasm like has to be at most 1 zone away from you, whereas yours can be up like 10 zones away from you. I think. You can have your Yu-Gi-Oh cards where
Cards, but they're really more like tarot cards. Regardless, when your Eidolon is not on the field, it resides within its vessel. Any metallic object can be turned into a vessel as long as you spend 10 minutes during a long break or a full rest holding and focusing on it. Many Eidolon users use mundane items such as bracelets, necklaces, or spectacles into vessels. Some even choose highly impractical objects such as motor vehicles. So in this case, additional card, I'm thinking they're going to be more like Akuma's beads. Or more like, yeah, it would be more of like Akuma's beads, or some sort of a rosary. I cannot speak today. God damn it. I can only have one vessel at a time, and it needs to stay within constant contact with your body to allow me to command it. Multiple Eidolons can reside within the vessel. You can also buy secondary vessels to enhance your Eidolon's functions.
Yep.
That is a lot. But it's a lot, but I need it. I don't. Yeah, we're just gonna copy and paste everything if we can.
Yeah.
because it just makes life so much easier.
True.
So copying rank 1 and putting it into the features and traits thing. I am doing a double space so that way I can distinguish racial stuff from class stuff. Dear God, that is tiny.
Oh, it gets smaller. Excellent.
Yeah, the text gets smaller.
Oh, good.
I think I'm
Okay,
going to have to
you
keep.
want to know what I did?
Hmm?
Have a second. Have a Google Doc or whatever, or a separate place where you have all like the actual
That's
written shit down,
that's actually a good
and then you
idea.
just
I'm I'm going to.
have the names of your features on your character sheet there, and then you just
I'm
give me. Then you save your character sheet and give the character sheet to me.
I'm doing that right now as we speak. Because dear God, that's going to be a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do. We are at rank 4. Four. I get Totem Spirit Mastery and Spirit Combat. I get up to rank 4 for this. Uh, control. So while I'm actually doing this whole copy and paste shtick, uh, can you go into actually going to be diving into?
Coming on to what?
What sort of world are we?
Um. So about 2,000 years ago, these weird yellow clouds descended upon the world itself, and it separated the nations from one another until about 200 years ago, and then parts of them started to break apart, and they were now you have travel between certain regions. Um, you have Hood, which is where you guys are going to be at. That's kind of like the Mad Max, like cowboy, but like with uh, what is this?
There's a
With
reason we call this.
nationals and
There's a
what's
reason we
also
call this the freaking Wild West.
yeah, it's Wild West, but a lot of like uh, I guess powder punk, if that makes sense.
Powder punk.
Like gunpowder punk, things run off of gunpowder.
Ah. Okay.
Well, okay, they run off of cinder.
Effectively
Uh,
gunpowder.
Basically, it's like an explosive like resource that can either be used to blow things up or can be used to power things.
Fair enough.
Huh.
Alright. Now just to get the names into stuff. Spit up.
There's also sorry, brain. There's Ilum, which is like I said, mainland East Asia, very mountainous, very got like those random ass stone pillars that just like exist for some reason.
I don't want to say that this is technically our not Asia, but it's technically our not Asia.
Yes. There is Sanctum, which is basically archipelagic Japan. Japan, but more of an archipelago than Japan is.
In other words, are not Japan.
Yes. Then there's the Phalans, which are an arcanoid forest. Lots of elemental arcane magic. There's also two different kinds of magic. There's uh, arcane magic and cosmic magic. Arcane has arcane smaller elements combined together, whereas um, cosmic magic is just the three bigger elements, and we can get more into that later.
I mean, we will need to eventually because spells, but
Well, you don't do spells.
fair enough.
Also, I'm trying to, not to like. I'm not trying to rush anyone. I'm just trying to like, uh, save my lungs.
Voice,
But
yeah. I am going as fast as I can. It's done. Hop on over to Dragon Soul to get that one rank and stuff.
yeah.
Alright, so the names are in there. And Dragon Soul is bitch. Trickster. It's Brute. Go. Martial artist.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
So
Dragon
I am
Soul is the fucking Dragon Ball class.
basically. You're
My
turning.
thought with Dragon Soul is with the Ki Blast there is it's less of or it's not my thought for you is like it'll be less of a Ki Blast, an energy blast, and more of like just actually throwing the fucking card into somebody's skull.
Yes. Your unarmed combat rolls are considered as art combat rolls, and you have mastery, which is nice. Your base martial arts damage is 4 hit
All
points.
your base number 1 plus.
Yeah. When you deal damage with your unarmed strike, you can choose to deal the attack's original damage, 1 blunt, or your martial arts damage. This damage type is the same as your unarmed attack, which is blunt. All disciplines have mastery in unarmed combat. Well, it's a good thing I've only got 1 rank in this, because there's a lot.
Yeah.
You
just do the fucking Hildebrand thing. Just fucking yeets the goddamn card, sticks her in the forehead.
Basically. If you do actually want me to have a weapon with her, I would prefer to use a Tessin, which is a Japanese battle fan.
I mean, that's if you want to use a weapon.
Which, yeah,
that is on you.
Yeah, she doesn't necessarily have to. That's the thing. She doesn't have to use a weapon.
Yeah, you can punch things.
It wouldn't hurt to have a weapon or punch things, just in case.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of the class details are in now.
Yes.
That is honestly the most complex and the simplest class system I've actually dealt with. Okay, so what next?
Next up, we gotta get your character perks in.
All right, that's gonna
You got
be
3 character points.
Oh, so I get 3.
Correct.
I was definitely thinking kind
Okay.
for her. I was also thinking calm for her.
Okay.
Would these all be at rank 1 or would these be
You can bump them up to rank 2 if you, or one of them to rank 2 at this point.
so in other words like 3 quirks and you
Yeah, what's
can
up?
bump
Yeah, they were fed when I got home. They were eating when I got home. Some people.
it's fine. Um so in other words 3 quirks. I can bump one of them up to rank 2 if I want. Am I hearing that right?
Yes, you can bump one of them up to. You can bump one of them up to 2, or one of them, or have just one and it's bumped up to 3.
Oh boy. Um
Or yeah, so you can do 1 and 3, 1 and 1, 2 and 1, or 3 and 1.
I'm thinking we just go straight up calm. So calm at rank 3 to get focused.
Okay.
Yes, it's basic, but it works.
No, that's fine.
Rank 3. Rank 3. Uh, and I'm just going to put the features of that in the separate Word doc
Yep.
because that's just going to make my life easier.
Fuck. So the next thing we're gonna do is gonna buy items with credit. We're gonna go shopping.
We're not going to worry about stats.
Not yet. Stats are not this step.
Okay. Alrighty. So how many credits do we get?
I am gonna give you 1,000.
And I am also going to put this into a calculator so I can do math.
You don't need a calculator. You don't need to do math. You can just do mental math, right?
Yes and no. Okay, so item slots are determined by class, correct?
um, you have 6.
I have 6.
Yes.
I have
I'll
6
let you
slots.
but you have 2 more.
Okay, I have 6 slots.
Okay.
Seeing that some of the classes actually get suggestions slots are used for.
Yeah, I would recommend picking up the stuff from your suggestions there. With the exception of armor.
From what I see, armor is not. It's not a part of it.
Oh, you don't have. Oh, wait. You have reference to armor?
I've got my band,
Light?
which camping
That's
gear.
not your. That's not armor.
Yeah, I've got camping gear,
The Eidolon band is like for the sake of having your.
skill. Yeah. So yeah, it's a case of I don't get armor from my first class,
Okay.
and I don't think Dragon Soul gives me armor either.
Correct.
Which makes sense, honestly.
Also, I need to mention another thing about certain consumables, like healing items.
Mm-hmm.
Because healing powder it's a medicine, meaning that when you use it, you get straight medicated.
Yay!
Effectively meaning that you can't heal from healing powder for another until you finish a long rest.
A little bit of medicine and just being like, you don't get more until you, not until tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um. So I've got the stuff from my base class. Do you recommend picking the stuff up from Dragon Soul or no?
No, not really.
Okay. Um.
I do recommend, however, picking up Paladin slips
So
or packets.
talisman packets.
Either packets or slips. Those ones.
Packets.
And
I'm
some armor.
okay. What's the weight on the packets first? Like, is it a 1? Is it a 0.5?
Packets and slips both have a slot of one.
Alright, so that's a 1. And then armor. I only have proficiency with light armor.
I'm going to recommend taking Superior Mithril Fiber.
Okay, so we're just gonna do mithril fiber for now. And that is also a.
There's Mithril Fiber, and there's Superior Mithril Fiber.
Okay, so then I just mark an S in front of it. Okay, we're good.
Yeah.
Um.
So now your HP, add 13 to it.
Let me get it to fiber. So that's 13. That puts me at That puts me at 36.
Also, remove 355 from your credits.
Thank you. Let me. This is why I've got a calculator open. So that puts me at 645. For physical defense, right? Not any sort of like mental stuff.
Yeah, your armor doesn't even give you defense. It just gives you more health.
Okay. Is there anything else that you would suggest? We have 145 credits left.
Hear me. Unless you want to pick up some attire, which will give you benefits to certain skills.
An extra rope certainly would not hurt. Again, what would you suggest?
Actually, we'll get to attires later because we want to get your skills in.
Fair enough.
So we'll put this on pause for the time being.
Okay.
Open up the thing that gives you your character what's it called? Character growth. Sorry, I'm
Nope. I'm
exhausted.
Makes sense. I am in the correct section. I should not be in the correct section. That is the class section. Character creation and growth. Where do I need to be for that?
Scroll down to allocate attributes and masteries.
Well, what page?
5, 5
Okay.
and 6.
So I can literally just scroll. So we're just gonna do that. A little bit more.
Like I said, remember your stats are only for skills.
Okay.
You don't have to worry about stats for like anything else.
So
Just do your roleplay shit.
how are we going to do stats and skills?
I don't know. How do you do your stats and skills?
There's
Also, I should point out every stat has at least one option for social learners.
okay. Um.
So everyone has the option of doing something social.
Oh, okay. I can allocate. Oh, so it's literally just a 0 to 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, you have one additional point, so your total should be 8 instead
Okay.
of 7.
So out of 8, um, based on the character, in terms of character, is 3 into empathy,
Okay.
awareness, which puts me at 6 points, and then just 1 in agility and 1 in strength.
Okay.
I think that's the best way to play it.
Okay.
So now that
Now you have 2
stats
skill
are
masteries.
done, so let's kind of go in real quick. So brute, I assume, is more along the lines of
Push,
athletics.
pull. Yeah. Push, pull. Well, kind of. It'd be your push, your pull, your breakthrough or something. Just using your brute strength.
Okay. Endurance is going for long periods
Yeah.
without like food or water or stuff like that.
Or also, just being able to hold something for a long period of time, or being able to do things without being exhausted.
Okay. In, uh, intimidation. I'm surprised that it's a physical skill now as opposed to a social skill.
Well, there's also deception that's under agility.
Surprised that those two are actually physical skills now.
Again, they made it so that no matter what your base or what your major stat is, you can still do something.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Sports is basically how dexterous you are, how high you can jump and stuff like that.
jumping high and sport things, sport balls.
Okay. So now we start getting into awareness and empathy. So detect, I assume that's your standard
Perception,
perception.
perception, and investigation.
Okay.
Also, thievery is not just for like stealing things; it's also for sneaking.
Fair enough. Information. I assume that's like history.
Recall, yeah,
Yeah.
recall and
Uh,
information.
ver- Religion. Reason. I think, or at least that's that's what I can.
Reason is the awareness uh, social stat.
Okay.
So this is what you would do to like instead of like appeal is like appealing to their good nature, whereas this is okay. Logistically speaking, if we don't get this other bad thing's gonna happen.
Yep. Okay. And then we have psychology, artistry, and appeal.
Excuse me. Yes.
It's okay. We're almost done.
Psychology, psychology is kind of like your insight.
Okay.
Artistry is performance,
Okay.
and appeal to someone's good nature. That is persuasion.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely taking appeal because she's
Mm-hmm.
that fits the character well. And then I get one other one. I'm thinking detect,
Okay.
and then basically it's just a 1 for stuff, and then a 3 for the things that don't have a check mark in them. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me fill in stuff.
Stuff. Stuff and things and stuff.
Exactly. So now that we've got her stats and skills allocated,
There's one more thing.
I figure we go back to the whole. Is there any sort of attire that you would?
Toolkit mastery.
Ah,
What kind of toolkits do you want to use?
um, I will admit I didn't think this far ahead.
Uh, there's climbing kit, navigator's kit, arcanist kit, thaumaturgist kit, chemist kit, mechanics kit, impersonation kit, infiltration kit.
What's the difference between a thaumaturgist and a arcanist's kit?
So arcanist would be stuff of oh, it's like a arcanist and thaumaturgist is kind of like this. It's the difference between like arcane and cosmic. Uh, I'm sure there's this
And I only get 2 masteries for tools.
one.
1. Well, in that case, it might just be a freaking a a chemist's kit because she already has one.
Okay.
So quality.
Legendary homemade outfit. What the fuck is this? Legendary attire.
Uh, um. So quality because
Yeah, you
that
want to use
actually is coming into
that?
play.
Yes. How much cred do you have?
I have 645.
So you do appeal and detect. Those are your two things, right?
Mm-hmm.
The head-made attire. It's 300 credits. It gives you +1 to appeal and +1 to detect. And you
So,
can obviously reflect on it however you want.
well, it's a case of she is a shrine maiden, so it's a case of she is a head shrine maiden.
Which makes sense. I mean, you rolled
Hmm.
5.
So I mean, which things have gone to shit to a certain degree.
So, sorry, I missed that.
So things have effectively gone to shit to a certain degree.
To a certain degree, yeah.
And that's a +1 to appeal and detect.
Yes.
So that puts me at 7 for both of those.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so we've got
And so your chemist kit, I would suggest them be advanced.
uh for for quality?
Yeah.
Okay. And
That'll be 200 credits gone for that one, and the other one was 300, so they should leave you with 100 credits ish.
145, yes. puts me at what would be my base for this?
It's your base is the quality of it plus your
Yeah. So
mastery
what's the quality of the of advanced?
+4.
Okay, so 4 plus 3, that's 7.
7. 7.
I I am a doctor.
Yes.
I am a doctor. Okay. Attacks. We have the unarmed strike.
And yeah.
Unarmed strike.
And we can we can do more with that other stuff later. This because
Yeah.
your spear attacks are kind of yeah. You're summoning your things.
Yeah, it's a case of I'm writing it down so that way we don't forget about it. I'm also going to send this to you as well, so that way you can make alterations if need be.
Yes. All right.
So hopefully my little shrine maiden doesn't get too fucked over.
Oh, you'll be fine.
I hope. I
You'll be fine.
thanked him for this.
Then you'll be fine.
All
I should
right.
probably head to that though. I'm yeah.
Yeah, it's a case of spirit tokens and resolve points.
Oh shit, yeah.
We should
Fine.
probably get those in before you crash.
Your resolve points. You have a total of 46 right now.
46, and is that the maximum?
That is your maximum, and that is your current.
So
and
hit
also-
points. I'm also gonna just put that in as 36 and 23 respectively at the moment.
Okay.
If edit them again, I will send you a copy of the sheet so that way you can tweak them.
And as far as spirit tokens go, spirit tokens don't matter unless you're in combat. But right now, being at your level 5, you will always start with your first round with 1 spirit token, and you'll generate 1 spirit token every turn. Unless something happens, which will give you more. So certain things will give you more.
Okay, so I start with 1 and I can have up to a maximum of 5.
Actually, you can have more than 5.
Right now, the sheet is just showing 5.
That's fine. I'm just letting you know you can have more than 5.
All right. So, with everything all said and done, again, I will send you a sheet and we will modify things as needed. I do hope that you guys enjoyed today's stream. It might have been a little bit boring, but that's okay. Make sure to leave a follow for me and ring that notification bell so you'll be notified the next time I go live. Please do the same for Syerendil. He streams sometimes.
I've been kind of trying to manage a bunch of things.
Yeah, he's been trying to deal with some stuff, but he'll get to streaming. I promise.
It's
Go on.
No, it's just it doesn't matter now. Anyway.
Yep. On the YouTube channel, make sure to like, comment, and sub over there, so that way you won't miss a recap. If you're feeling generous, I do have a Ko-fi link. Feel free to donate over there. Any money generated through that, to assets for this channel. I also have a link to a fundraiser. An artist friend needs some dental surgery, and we need to get that funded. So, if you're feeling generous, go over to the About section on the Twitch channel or in the description of the videos. And if you can, please donate. With all of that said, I hope to see you guys next time. Have a good rest, friend. I hope you get better.
I do